But see, let's open up with the Wild. I don't know. Did you have a chance to hear any of the comments Russo's been making the last couple of days?
I saw the comments. I haven't been able to bring myself to listen to it. I just know I'm going to, because I think it was literally 2, maybe 3 weeks ago on here that I was like, I won't really be that fucking worried about the Kaprizov thing until this day. And I'm like, great. Now we fast forward that by a month and a half. I was like, fuck. So I haven't brought myself to listen to it yet. So give me the, because from the headlines, everything, it's like they're confident it's going to get done, but it's not close. And I was like, well, that's not great. That's like the worst possible thing you could have said, I guess. Like, if it's not close, combined with he has a blank check waiting, that sucks. So you tell me, is that literally just like the gist of it?
I mean, the gist of it really, it echoes what Russo's been saying all along, which is, namely, nothing's getting done while Kaprizov's in Russia. Now, initially, he was more reporting that as, hey, this is a big deal, right? Like, this parallels the, Parisi Suter stuff, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make a show of it. A spectacle. Have a big press conference. Like, get all of the PR you possibly can around it. I think what's changed, and kind of, I mean, I very much believe it just based on how things went down getting Kaprizov to the States. It sounds like it's more an issue of the agent being a bit of a problem. Not that he's trying to break the deal or get Kaprizov not to sign here. It's more just, is everything being relayed to Kirill Kaprizov effectively? And that's not a matter of loss of translation. It's more like, no, what's the agent, what's his agenda? What's he telling Kirill? And is it because he wants to dig his feet in and get more money or something? I don't know. But so the real sentiment from Russo is he needs to get back here. They need to sit down, make sure that there's no miscommunications, and then figure out the bigger piece is, what is the desired term? Right. From Kaprizov's camp, because Bill Guerin's made it very clear he wants to sign an 8-year deal. Period. End of sentence. But if you're Kaprizov, why don't you sign a 3 or 4 year deal instead? Make the team prove it and see those revenues soar, go in and just continue to ball out. And you're going to get one more big payday, probably even bigger. And the downside is obviously if you get hurt, tough shit, right? And he's had injuries in the past, so maybe that is a real concern, especially when you can get an 8x15 in the bank tomorrow. That hard to pass that up unless you truly don't believe in the path, or you just feel like you need to have motivators in place to keep Bill Guerin on track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Integrity chimes in, says, I'd be good with a 4-year deal. I think a 4 or 5 year deal makes a lot of sense for both sides. And to be honest, I don't care as long as it's not a 1 or 2 year deal to really test it. And again, if he's not signed by, I guess we'll say game 1, that's when I am very willing to let people panic.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think that's also where I land on, as far as just because I didn't listen to it, didn't read it, because I was I'm not gonna fucking make myself do this right now. Especially because, once again, anything that comes out of my mouth, just assume it's either not true, it's wrong, or I'm gonna change my. Just know I will probably end up looking like an idiot and change my mind in a week. And that's exactly what happened. I was I'm not panicking. But the headline of being not close is just how is that even humanly possible when they're yo, we'll give you everything you want, 8-year deal, which is just and if you're the player, obviously, if you just see how much the cap is projected to go up year after year over the next decade or so or whatever, who knows what it's even going to look like in 5 years. Why wouldn't you opt for a 4-year deal? I'm going to tell you, if it ended up being a 4-year deal, I don't give a fuck. Sure. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah. Obviously,
I think half the fan base would respect it and love that he's holding their feet to the fire and saying, build a winner.
Right. Well, I mean, you'll have some people that'll say that. Other people will be like, he just wants to get paid again, which I'm like, or maybe both. Maybe both. I don't know. Why? I love how it has to be one reason. It's like, not. It's because he's a selfish piece of shit. That's why, actually, nothing else. I'd be completely fine with it. Again, like you said, if it was like a fucking 1 year, 18 million, I'd be like, fuck off. All right, that's insane. But like a 4-year deal, like, sure, I don't just get it done. So like all this to say, like the headlines, especially when it's quote not close, that always sucks to read. But it's easy to like immediately go into panic, especially when you consider the history with the player and just the history of this franchise in general. Like, obviously, the panic is like, yeah, like it's understandable.
Yeah. I also think that's light clickbait.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Like it's factual, but it's also like, yeah, do we kind of know that in a sense? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, and then like from like Garen's standpoint too, it's also understandable. Like, you know what, we're not going to do this until we can actually sit down in person again. Like I told, like that makes a ton of sense as well, especially just given the fucking history with the agent too. So, like you said, the combination of the clickbait, the fact that like we're now 3 weeks out from when he could have signed. It is the Minnesota Wild. It is Kirill Kaprizov. Like it's like the fucking. We are just stirring the pot for like maximum panic. Totally get it. It's annoying. I wish the deal was done. Again, I'm still
just like what we're accustomed to. Like what reason do we have not to panic based on history?
This is basically like equilibrium. Like we're like, yeah, this. I mean, we're never feeling good ever. Yeah. Like I mean, whatever. Like this just is what it is.
Mateo, throw that back up. So Cole says, I just hope that this contract discussion doesn't make the fan base turn on Kirill like Toronto did with Marner. Until that last contract, he was the golden child. Now look how that ended. I don't see this even remotely happening. Now, if he does not sign going into the season and holds the team ransom all year, yeah, fan base will probably turn and hate Kaprizov. Short of that, no matter what dollar value they give him, no matter how this plays out, as long as he stays with the Wild, fan base doesn't give a shit. Marner, there was a lot of other factors. Like, first off, there's the added pressure of being a Toronto boy, but he's a guy that torched in the regular season and disappeared in the postseason. And that was a big crux of why the fan base was not happy with him. Then the negotiations and how they played out and him getting paid, I'm sorry, like, more than he probably should have. Now, Kyle Dubas, in his defense, because I'll probably give him a lot of shit this summer, depending on how things pan out. Like, he signed those contracts with the big guys in Toronto thinking the cap was going to go up. Screw you, Kyle Dubas, for not knowing there was going to be a pandemic. Like that really made those contracts all look so much worse, but still, I don't think the Marner contract should have been as high as it was. I mean, good for you, I guess, making the players feel good, but I just don't see that playing out. I think that Kaprizov is a rung above a Mitch Marner, and I think him being the face of this franchise pretty much since its inception, like the only true elite player, if he ends up back here, it doesn't matter what the dollar value, fans aren't going to give a shit. Move on.
Yeah, I mean, I think hockey is one of those sports, or like actually just like the NHL, really, just like as far as like the big sports go and big leagues, like you're always going to have that like section of every single fan base that any player that wants to max out their fucking like earnings, like, oh, selfish, it's about the team. It's like, okay, bro, like whatever, dude. Like that's just not how this works. But like, yeah, no, the Marner thing is like unique to Toronto as well, where like the frustration from that fan base, like Mitch Marner is the epitome of what pisses them off, where it's like regular season, phenomenal, playoff, game sevens, shit. And it's like,
and blames the rest of the team.
Yeah. And it's like Toronto kid, all the pressure. He got the big deal right away after that ELC, like, and just the fact that like he comes up with Nylander, with Matthews, it's supposed to be the golden era. Now you've got like realistically, Nylander was the one guy out the gate, and I mean Matthews has earned his money, but like it was funny. Like it was like 7 months where that first Nylander contract looked like shit. And since like the last 4 or 5 years that deal was like one of the best contracts in hockey, obviously. But like it was just a tough timing. They pretty much all got what they wanted. And then for the fact that they would just peter out in the playoffs. So it's just like a very different situation that is also just like unique to Toronto. But again, with Kaprizov, if he like goes on the season, the one thing that I could see fans really not like maybe not a majority of the fans, but like people really getting loud, maybe not necessarily turning on him, but like getting really frustrated. If the agents out there like talking all this shit, like if they're loud about it, then I could see the fan base be like, bro, what the fuck are we doing?
Well, and the worst part is like Kaprizov isn't going to be loud about it because he's not loud about anything too, right? Like there's a lot of other players where like more questions would be asked and they'd have to navigate the question a little bit better. Kaprizov, going back to Evgeny Malkin on the top of the show, like what don't understand.
Yeah.
Even though he speaks perfect English.
I love that about
like he can skirt the question easily, and then it's all just smoke from what we're hearing in the background from Billy, from Russo, from the agent. So that almost is like a weird thing where people are going to get really mad, but then you like have the other corner of the internet that's like defending him. Like Kaprizov's not saying anything. He's just out there playing hard. He's doing this thing. Like, no, there's definitely an answer somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, no, the internet doesn't specialize in the middle.
The middle doesn't exist.
The middle there's no middle.
Middle out.
It's only fringe. It's all we got, dude. But yeah, so again, like I think where everyone lands for the most part on this Kaprizov thing is like there's justified anxiety that July 21st, and it still hasn't been signed yet. When like they'll talk about he's got the blank check waiting, blah 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 blah. But I still would end up being shocked if we make it like a week or two in the season. It's not done. Like it should be. Knock on wood. The second that they are sitting down in person again, or at least like in the same country talking, like I feel like it shouldn't be something that's going to take forever. And if like the one thing I would get frustrated with the Wild about is if they are a hard no on like a 4 or a 5 year deal or whatever. Like again,
can't be a hard no on anything. That's the problem. Like,
right? Yeah, they've already put it.
If he demands a 1 or 2 year deal, like they can be hard no on that. But like if he wants a 4, like you're really gonna let him walk off of that. There's no chance. They will try and negotiate their way out of it, but like they're gonna do it if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I would. I mean, you actually have to. Like it's like. It is very funny that fucking Leopold was like, yeah, he's got a fucking blank check like 8 months ago. We're like, no, don't fucking say that.
We all know it. Don't say it out loud.
Yeah,
just like you're not supposed to say out loud that Bettman's retiring because now he's going to stay for another decade. And look what he's doing. We've got a decentralized draft moving forward.
I'm going to choke someone out over that, by the way. Was that not exactly what we said was going to happen too? Like, of course they're going to do it again. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even going to go there.
I feel like this is a stubborn like game of chicken though. Like Bettman basically said like this is dumb for us to do, but I'm going to appease the owners. Let's see what we can do to make it as insufferable as possible to make them change their minds. Owners, front offices saw right through that and they're like, you know what? We don't care how bad it sucked. We're just going to say how great it was and that we want to keep doing it. Suck it, Gary.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it. Like who loses? Fans and players being drafted. Super cool.
Sick. But before we completely move on from this part, just because I just saw another comment from Cole up there. One of my favorite clips is Marner screaming, "Wake the fuck up" to the team while being a -3 in Game 7. That is the fact that that's going to be one of the lasting images of Marner's time in Toronto is legitimately incredible. It would have been one thing if he was like the one guy on the team that's like making plays every time he steps over the boards, but no one else has anything. He had sucked the whole since like after like the first 2 games, he sucked. In that Game 7, he was egregiously bad. Now, and then the slow-mo of his face
It's funny.
spitting. It's spitting. Like he's literally spitting. He's like, wake the fuck up. And everyone's like, you wake the fuck up, dude.
I get it. Zach Phillips, cover your ears, please. I do feel like that got like misinterpreted. Like it's absolutely how you should read it. And like if I was a Toronto fan, I would feel the same way. I do feel like that was him just trying to like tell everyone like, we suck. Let's figure it out. Like, what are we doing here? Just like taking his frustration and trying to get some kind of rise out of the team, you know?
Mhm.
So I don't think he has that. Maybe he does lack self-awareness that much that he's like,
awesome.
I'm doing my part. You guys got to join, you know? Like,
Get on my fucking
think
level.
that just
Get
got
on my
taken
level.
totally out of context from what he intended. Problem is,
yeah.
it's his fault for the delivery and how he did it. So,
Yeah. No,
play
well,
stupid
yeah.
games, win stupid prizes.
It's just very funny in my head. Like, get on my fucking level.
is
Everyone's
very
playing like me. I was like, oh, really? Blind pass up the middle, down 2-0.
He's gonna have that one in his bag too, pretty much, unless he wins the Stanley Cup with Vegas. And I don't know if I see that in the cards, but maybe we'll see.
I despise the Vegas Golden Knights with a deep passion that burns, but I kind of also need Marner to win 2 or 3 cups during the lifetime of that contract, and like maybe give him like a Conn Smythe, gets a Selke, gets a Hart Trophy potentially one of these years. Like I need him to just pop all the way off.
Yeah,
for my own sanity, it'll still upset me a little bit, but it would be very funny.
It would be very funny.
Like, I mean, if he did it year one, like he pops off for 130 points this year, wins like a fucking Selke, finish second Hart Trophy, gets a Conn Smythe, and wins a cup. Like that would be so fucking funny. Like I would
guess what his early over under is for points. It is so perfect.
I feel like since you said it, I should be able to just know it off.
When I say it, you'll kick yourself probably, but maybe it's not as obvious as it is in my head.
What is it?
99.5.
It is 99.5.
Yeah.
He's good. I mean, him and Eichel.
It's just too good. It's perfect.
Yeah.